All right, my friends, here is how we use the temporary buy down calculator. Okay, so this spreadsheet will have been shared with you, and the yellow fields here are the only fields that you will be using or be changing. So let's take, for instance, $1 million purchase price, a 40% down payment. So your loan amount 600,000. We get a 6.5% interest rate. So the way to read this is we've got two different buy downs you can do. You have a 2-2-1 buy down and you have a 3-2-1 buy down. So the way this works is a 3-2-1 saves you 3% off your interest rate in year one, 2% off your interest rate in year two, and 1% off your interest rate in year three. Then you go back to your normal 6.5% through 37.92 in the final year. Okay. And every year beyond that. So keep in mind, the worst case scenario is your 6.5%. You're still locked into a 30-year mortgage, but we're reducing the rate in the early years. Also, keep in mind this is a principal and interest only, so don't use this calculator to calculate like your total monthly payment, or this will look like a really good payment when you haven't included taxes and insurance. So the nice thing about this is the total savings is the exact concession amount you would need to execute this exact loan. So if you had a $600,000 loan at 6.5% interest, you would need $13,656 to do a 2-1 buy down. You would need $26,833 to do a 3-2-1 buy down. And this is the exact monthly savings you would have. So you would save about $1,100 per month in the first year, $750 per month in the second year, and $386 in the third year on a 3-2-1 buy down. So the reason this is so valuable is because a lot of times we get people that, let's say we've got a $1 million purchase price, and we say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we'd like this $26,000 price reduction. Okay, and let's make it, just to make it even, make it a $30,000 price reduction. So just to make it so we can see what it looks like, we'll put this number so we can remember it down here. So 37.92 is what it looks like at $1,000 with a buy down, or $1 million with a buy down. But instead of taking that $27,000 buy down, what if instead we said, you know what, we'll just price reduce and take the property at $973. Okay, so everything else remains the same. And what actually happens is our payment goes down to $36.90. So we save $100 per month. So in this particular scenario, you're going to save $100 per month, which is $1,200 per year. Okay, so here's your principal amount with the price reduction is $36.90. And so what happens is you save $102 per month, which is $1,200 per year. It would take you 83 months to make up the amount of savings that this property this one saves you here in 24 months. So even though you would save $100 per month in 30 years, or $1,200 per year on this one, but you would do that for 30 years, most people aren't keeping the same loan, and most people certainly aren't keeping the property for 30 years. So it's better to kind of front load the savings. So you can see, yeah, you'd save $100 a month, but me personally, I would rather save $1,100 a month for the first year, $700 a month for the second year, and $375 for the third year. And actually, I think this is calculated based on the I think this one's actually calculated based on the 2-1 buy down. So in this case, you would be looking at a scenario of 26,109 divided by your monthly savings. Your yearly savings. It would take you 21 years to save it with a price reduction. And in this case, you would save that same amount in the first 3 years. So it's just not worth it to do a price reduction. Okay. So this is the way to use this calculator. So you can tell exactly what the concession amount would be. The other thing to take note of is that you can contribute a portion to your buy down as well. So let's say, for example, you went in and you offered, you asked for a $20,000 concession. You could actually kick in the other 6,109, and then you would have this buy down credited towards you. So our goal is we always go in and try to get not only your buy down taken care of, but all of your closing costs. So I would go in and I would ask this seller for something like a $35,000 concession. Chances are we're probably not going to get it. They always tend to counter, your initial offer, but I would try to get $35,000 that would cover all of your closing costs, plus it would cover this 3-2-1 buy down. If they countered and said, no, but we'll give you 20, now the nice thing is we can either do a 2-1 buy down and cover probably the majority of your closing costs, or we can kick an extra 6,000 and do this 3-2-1 buy down. So if you have questions on this, please let me know. It's pretty easy to maneuver. Like I said, all you really need to change here is your down payment amount, your purchase price, your interest rate, and if you're changing the loan field, but everything else stays the same. And then these numbers are very concrete. That's the exact amount. So we would do this obviously before submitting an offer, but this is for you to kind of play around. So, all right, I hope this helps. Please reach out if you have any questions.